Welcome to Primordial Flows, where we tend to our primordial flows. So, if you'd like to consent to connecting energies, well, we are already connected. So this will be this is if you want to give consent for me to read your energies, to feel the energies and process the energies. If you want to be able to receive this message more fully. So now would be the time to do so or not. And as I tune into what I'm sensing, I invite you to tune into yourself, into your inner world. Noticing the earth that holds us. Noticing your contact with the earth. I'm feeling this sense of the earth pulsing with heat. There's something about the heat rising from the earth. And at the center of my being, I feel like a cool stream rising. And there's a brightness in my belly. I feel like I'm being wrapped in leaves. Transported. Like I'm being transported underground. Maybe it's a part of me that I'm laying to rest. But I don't feel like they're resting. I feel like they're alive. It feels like I'm yearning for something, and I'm trying to put that to rest, but I can't. And so what happens if we let that part of ourselves live and we embrace it? Soak in that vibrancy. And let it show the way. Or let it show us things. If we can remain open to that. And it feels maybe difficult to do because because there's like an ache. There's a heartache. Maybe that's what the yearning is. Yearning for something or someone, and feeling that ache. Now, what if we release the story surrounding the ache and just come into presence with that sensation? What I feel is this like brightness and inner strength and like inner drive and inner creativity. Towards what inspires me. It's like remembering a lost part of myself that I lost. As I was so preoccupied by yearning, I lost that part of myself. And it's like that yearning was actually for that part of myself that I was forgetting and losing. I'm feeling tiredness. And still this kind of back and forth between remembering the parts of myself that I lost and feeling that wholeness and that inspiration. Kind of going back and forth between that and the yearning, or just allowing myself to feel that love for that other person or other thing. I wonder, what happens if we attune to that movement and we notice that movement from creative inspiration and wholeness to yearning and like adoration and love. What happens when we move back and forth between that in our inner world? What do we sense? You can take it slowly, recalling one. And then the other. And then back to that other one. And then the other. To love, inspiration, and wholeness. Invoking those feelings or memories that allow us to access those feelings. In this, I feel like a golden energy. Just so bright and shining, and like I feel it throughout my legs and my feet, down in my roots, all the way up my body. I'm hearing the word fortified. There's this strength and fortification in that. Creative integrity and inspiration and wholeness that flows. It's like this golden energy is like a conductor, and it emanates and it flows. And it's rooted into source. And then when I connect with the yearning, the love, and the adoration, I see a mirror. It's like it feels like a message about perhaps this person or situation or thing is a mirror to that creative drive. But it also feels like this mirror is like a lens to see the world through. Like this adoration and love for this person is like opening up our eyes of love to the world, to a world of love. And so it turns from like yearning for someone or something into being given this vision. This vision of love. It's like that's what this connection has opened up. It's opened up the capacity to see through the eyes of love. And compassion. And so perhaps this yearning is a yearning for that lens. We can maybe start to rewire our neural networks. Every time we yearn for that person or thing, we can pick it up. We can pick up the lens of love. Or, I don't know if that's a good analogy, because I feel like that's our natural state. And it's more like our vision gets clouded with other things, so we can't see it. So adding another lens isn't necessarily clarifying unless it was dissolving all that other crap, all the other distortions. So, okay, perhaps the analogy is more like when we feel that yearning, it's a reminder to dissolve the distortions. And connect back with our source, the source of love. And to see everything through that source of love. And you might be wondering, what does that mean? What do you mean? How can I access that? I think that's something that each of us, it's probably different for each of us, how we access that, and it definitely feels like a practice of remembrance or something. Because sometimes seeing through the eyes of love can be painful. Because it resensitizes us to feeling. But what if instead of seeing it as painful, we just focused on the sensation and presence without needing to get caught up in a story or labels, but to just notice. And to just be present. And to witness presence. And witness love in all. And let it show you, let the pain show you, let whatever the sensations or feelings are show you and teach you how to love. deeper and deeper. And let this perception of love be curious and seek understanding rather than judgment or blame or labels. Let this perception of love give us insight. I'm sitting in a dark room and with my eyes closed, and I see lights and I feel sensations. Sometimes it feels more staticky. Sometimes it feels more dynamic. I feel a part of me going into the underworld. Like roots. Like this awareness of roots. Being root, like the consciousness of roots. Like my roots, it's like that part of me. Like the consciousness is extending down to them. To awaken and live there. Which feels like a part of this wholeness. This whole other part of awareness that is in the dark and unseen, and that we can learn to sense what's underneath the surface of things. When maybe we don't know who to believe or who to trust, we can learn to trust ourselves and our connection with Source. And our sensitivity. And so with every yearning, let there be a dissolving of distortion. Seeing through the eyes of love. Perceiving with clarity, with spaciousness. And that's the end of our message for today. Thank you for connecting. Until next time, may you see through eyes of love.